I don't know. I should do a long pause or a little, yeah, we're on. We're live. Welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. I am here with the most famous Candy Nelson, my co-host. She's in Florida. I'm in Texas, and we are coming to you live. That's right. You heard us. Coming to you live. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. And Candy, how are you doing tonight?
How am I doing? Just
Doing?
exhausting, Like, well, I had the surgery schedule, which was supposed to be yesterday. Then I had to wind up getting it rescheduled. So I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
it's
gosh.
been something ordeal all the
Mm.
way around. But the good thing is we were able to get my tickets rescheduled quite easily. I was really worried. I thought, oh no, because I know tickets go up. So we got the tickets rescheduled. Everything's good to go. And Miss Candy's gonna hopefully be feeling better really soon. I know it's been nonstop. So
Mm.
I've seen more than my fair share of death the last couple of months. That's all I can say. It has been a roller coaster ride. And I can share this here because it's on YouTube. I don't have it streaming yet to my Facebook, but actually, I don't care. I will stream it to Facebook next. It's about time people know. We just experienced a death in my family night before last, and it was pretty tragic. And, my eyes look swollen or weird, or if they always do, well, then maybe that's okay. But yeah, there has been a lot of tears shed, but been trying to hold it together for the family and trying to be the backbone is the hardest part whenever and you see, hi Kim's here, I miss you, love you. But yeah, trying to be the backbone and holding, and you know how it is, trying to be the glue for the family and be the strong one, and which we were all created to be, that suffer with what we do. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, so to speak. And here we are doing what we do, but it has been a road and a half, dead bodies everywhere in Kerrville, and helping with recovery. And then my beautiful, precious aunt that pretty much was helped raise me and was there from day one, which you got to meet her, Candy, in
Yeah.
Florida. And she's young, but
Yeah. I was like freaked
people
out. I'm like,
die suddenly. You get my drift, guys. People die suddenly, and that is worldwide. And Candy, you also are familiar with that. I only see half of your face right now, like just your nose.
mm,
It looks like you're peeking
well,
over the.
trying
There
to
you
hold
are.
the phone up. I got
There
that
you
it's that
are. I
phone
know.
issue.
Well, when I come there, I am going to bring you the whole holder and everything, so you'll be good to go. But I know that's not easy to do. I was thinking about that little guy that's looking over the wall that people used to draw all the time. I was like, she's looking over the wall at us. So, long story short,
Like,
though,
mm,
yeah, we know people die suddenly. And get this. Thank you, Kim. So you guys remember the film Died Suddenly, right? And they had
mhm.
scrubbed the internet of that. And if you did not see it, I am sorry and sad for you, because everybody needed to see that film. And I say needed because here's why. I went to go search for it again after the passing of my aunt. She goes to bed and she doesn't wake up the next day. My best friend, her parents within months apart. They're divorced, of course. But it's neither here nor there. Not miles apart. Her dad first goes to bed and doesn't wake up, and then her mom, months later, goes to bed and doesn't wake up. Keeping in mind that there's one commonality there for all of these that I'm saying, and I'm going to go ahead and add to that list because I was in Florida about 3 years ago helping a friend where his sister went to bed and didn't wake up, and helping, clear out her home and go through things and blah, 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 and waiting on toxicology, and coming back for the most part for all of them, with your common meds or whatever, blood pressure medicine or sleep medicine or whatever it may be, but pretty common, stuff that would be found in a body, and no true reasoning for cause of death. And again, the movie, the documentary is called Died Suddenly. Dig into archives, look at the archives, look for this film. You're going to understand so much more if you do. Because the common denominator here, and Kenji, you know where I'm going with this, is the VA vacation a nation after the code to the what the video heck is going on. And speaking in tongues here, in not so much of a spiritual way, but if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, it's very real. And people started dying suddenly, pulling out calamari-like things out of their arteries at postmortem, and morticians saying like, "Look, this is not normal. This is happening. Like, what is going on?" Is after the vacationation, then they die suddenly in their sleep. Well, my aunt just passed night before last, in her sleep. And I mean, she's young. She's 60. There's no reason for that. On top of the fact that her life was just starting, she had to deal with her husband passing away from Alzheimer's, and she's had a rough, hard road, and she was by his side the whole time, which is why she had to have that vacationation. Otherwise, she could not have went into the facility he was in order to be by his side as he passed and before he passed, which is my uncle, obviously. But long story short, time went by. She did her mourning, and she met this wonderful, wonderful man who adored her. Let me tell you. And just even trying to remember, I can't stand it, but all I can hear was this heartbreak and sobs with everyone around me just sobbing and crying, and I'm trying to hold it together, and then going to my house at night and pulling my head under the covers and letting it loose myself, but trying to be strong for it, because she just got engaged. She found happiness and peace, and they were, hi, Ricky's wood burning. Y'all, this is the guy that did that beautiful, beautiful wood burning portion for us. And I am telling you what, absolutely gorgeous.
It's
But wait until you see
awesome.
what happened, Ricky.
Awesome.
You're going to die.
Beautiful.
What's that?
It's beautiful.
Yes, it split down the middle, though, as I was taking
Uh,
it to Kerrville. I guess because the wood's raw, it split, Ricky. And I'm like, oh no. So with that said, that happened. That's a true story. But this man does beautiful work. So, I mean, if you guys just please go click on his name, subscribe to his channel. He can do anything. Like, you can send him a photo of you and your significant other, or your dog, or even your butt if you want, but I wouldn't recommend that. But I mean, he can put this on wood or on almost anything. Like, it's just insane. And he is fabulous with his work. It is, and he stepped right up to the plate. I went to Kerrville, and you guys saw the video whenever I was down there live, and we were, recovering. I say we, I mean, I was reporting to you all, but you saw when I picked that log up, the sod, it's a wood round, and I said, you know what? Because I love to wood burn, and at the time I didn't even think I could get someone to wood burn it for me. So get this, I pick it up. You guys saw that live. And I take it home, and I'm thinking, I'm like, I can't do this, not the way that I'm wanting. I can do probably something grade school, right? But so I get online and I start looking. I get on Google, I think, and I just put wood burning, and Ricky's wood burning shows first one up. And I see a few more, but I always click on reviews and photos, because I'm also a Google reviewer. And I was just like, okay, that's my man right there. And keeping in mind, he donated his time. I drove it to him in Jersey Village, left it, somewhere where he could pick it up, and he took his beautiful time and put his heart and soul into it. Signed the back, because I made sure he did. And it was, when I picked it up, I was just mesmerized. It was beautiful. And I just can't believe it split down the middle. So, Ricky, if you have any ideas on how to repair it, because I ended up taking it back home with me. I'm like, I can't give it to them like this, because it's split right where the cross is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what does this say? And nothing we did. It was raw wood, but actually I have it over here. But I'm just saying right now, if you guys need some really beautiful work, even if you have to mail it to him, that's your guy right there. That is your guy. So yeah. So long story short, though, it's been a hard few months between Kerrville and then losing my aunt. And like I said, there are people that have died suddenly. Just, they went to bed one night and they didn't wake up. And especially after, COVID hit. And those that got what they thought was going to protect them was one of Oh, that'd be awesome, Ricky. Okay, I'm gonna have to get back with you for sure because I'll show you here in a while. But he says he can fix it probably. So I was thinking wood putty, and it probably would, and then it would need a little bit of wood burning, but we'll discuss that for sure. But long story short, yes, people are dying suddenly after the vax vacation a nation, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm just going to say it because I'm so sick of not being able to be. My freaking American rights is a freedom of speech, and I don't know what happened to that, but I'm so sick of the censorship. It's not even funny. So you can suck my big toe and my big toe and my big toe algorithm. Yes, I just said that, and you're welcome. Thank me later or don't. I don't even care. So yeah, I'll get kicked off of YouTube once again. It's happened a few times, but it's all right. I'm going to come up swinging every time. That is for damn sure. So, but anyways, I hope that everyone here tonight is doing well. And Kim, I have not heard from you in a while. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you so much for saying you're sorry for my loss. My aunt she was the only person in this world, and my other aunt. Those are the two only souls that never left my side when I got sick. When I knew my body was failing me and I was dying, they believed in me and they stood by me, where the rest of my immediate family bailed on me and left me for dead. So it crushed my heart big time. It really did. But y'all, we got some troublesome times coming. And hence the name of this podcast is Troublesome Times. And we are living in the end times. It's very apparent. There's no reason to be fearful. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, and we should only be looking forward to that day when we have that home that's coming, and it's eternal and it's glory land, and no tears in heaven, no sorrows given, and all will be glory in that land. So on that note, Candy, I'm sorry I just rambled on. I've been bottling up a lot. I've been crying myself to sleep every night. I have no idea. But you know what? Big girl panties on with suspenders. I popped them out and like, giddy up, Lisa, let's go. So yeehaw, we're going. So got to do what you got to do. It's just life. After all, life is not ever promised to be fair, and it's not going to be fair. So get over it, right? That's what I'm telling myself. So Candy, anything that you would like to add to these troublesome times? Because there are also beautiful blessings in the storm, as we know. Beautiful blessings in the storm. I got to meet Ricky. He's a blessing. Kim, what a blessing. Candy, huge blessing. There's so many blessings in the storm. We could sit here and we could say all day, this sucks. Poor me, poor me. And I see it every day all around me. Or we could just look for the blessings, right? And you're smiling all the time, Candy. So I know you're one that sees those blessings. So please tell me, what do you think about this?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody told me the other day that I don't know. She just kind of seems like she's a nurse, right? So she's like a trauma nurse at a major hospital, head nurse. And I talked to her a long time ago about Morgellons, and so I saw her a couple weeks ago, and she actually come over and she was talking to me, and I was telling her about my upcoming surgery. And she got interested. We got in a conversation, and she said to me, she's like, she's like, I've been watching you for a long time. She said, I see how hard you come in here and you struggle to come to Pool League every week. She said,
Struggle is real,
she's like,
man.
you
It's
do it
real.
and you always got a smile on your face. I'm like, yeah.
Dang straight, Gina. Oh, snap. Right?
So, but
You have to.
well, and point being,
Yeah.
it's like I'm true to myself, and like I told you, sometimes and because I'm so truthful, it hinders my ability to think clearly.
It does.
Like,
I
right,
agree.
like,
But you know what? Our Lord wouldn't want anything other than that.
yeah, but
So
it's like,
yeah, I agree. It's like, oops, did I say
what do you
that?
call
Just
it?
gave me tea serum.
Uh, an ignorance thing,
Well, I mean, some people call it diarrhea of the
right?
mouth, but other people call it truth serum. So, I mean,
But it's just, I'm
it's
so
really,
brutally honest. If I got something to say, it's like, I want
good.
the world to know. I'm like, I don't want anything back. And I'm like, sometimes it gets me in trouble, you know?
You know what? No, it's that's a quality that our Lord looks for in us, and He knows we're gonna make mistakes. Hell, I said, oh, see, I said hell just then. I've been saying curse words, and He didn't expect us to be perfect, and if He did expect us to be perfect, He would have never had to send His Son to die. And His Son is Him, by the way. If people haven't figured that out yet, He came in the form of man to experience what we're going through, because after all, it clearly said this is Satan's world. It is not ours, and it is not His. But we have a choice, and that's called free will. And it is, after all, freaking free, folks. So,
Kat said, "Are we still getting Morgellon symptoms? I still get lesions, but no fibers for a couple of years now." No, I every now
yeah,
and then I get like maybe one fiber coming out, but most of my issues and my skin is like amazing. Oh my God, I can't even believe how my skin has been so clear for so long.
yeah, you've
So
come
blessed.
a long ways.
But my biggest
You know what I don't think anyone realizes is that all these strange emerging illnesses and these autoimmune diseases, it all interconnects. I don't even know. I mean, you already know my feeling. I don't, Morgellons isn't a thing, or Morgellons, however you want to, but I mean, it's been dubbed that, and that's the only way we know how to address
yeah,
it, what the symptoms are. But these strange emerging illnesses all interconnect, and they're coming from somewhere, and that's the toxicities and the toxins and everything, GMOs and ABCs and one, two, threes, and genetically modified organisms, folks, and heavy
oh, for
metals,
crying out
and
loud,
aluminum,
you dang
scorpion, barium.
dang toilet paper, your baby diapers. I'm like, "Oh my
Life could
God,"
go without something going right up there.
right?
Okay, I said that out
Like
loud. That is a
they
true
gonna get
story.
it
I
in
am
you one
just
way or the
saying.
other.
You know what? But what goes in must come out, they say. But I beg to differ, because sometimes these little parasitic entities, or whatever you want to call them, because it's everywhere. It really is. And the hardest part is understanding the source, and how it's being distributed. And I mean, I'm talking, when you think spiritual awakening, you have no idea how, like, somebody just woke up your spirit like you've never seen when you go through something like this. But the thing is, most of the world is going through it. Just 99% of it, well, I would say 95% of it, just hasn't realized it yet. But I mean, there was no such thing as cancer. There was no such thing as fibromyalgia or ADHD, which I'm guilty as charged. That's me. I was the girl, like, still am, obviously. Or Alzheimer's or autism, or all of these strange emerging illnesses. They never existed ever before. And when did they start existing? And it's easy to do the math. All you got to do is see, like, about the time the technology started getting a little more advanced, as well as, and I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. Like, I know the people think those are contrails behind an airplane, and given certain situations, you're going to see a contrail if it's colliding, if there's a collision of hot and cold air. You're seeing an airplane at 12,000 feet, 8,000 feet in July in Texas, especially, and you're seeing a contrail. My friends, there is no cold air right there, and it's lingering for hours. There's no evaporation going on. It is 1 + 1 = 2, and it is simple. It's simple freaking math. It doesn't even take a genius. Hello. But I mean, you can say that until you're blue in the face, and people are only going to believe and hear and understand what they have been indoctrinated, taught in a school desk, with it shoved down their throat from the age of 5, taken away from their parents, vaccinated, indoctrinated, and okay, I won't go with the other one
Hey,
because it wouldn't
so
be nice.
yeah,
But because I was there
like
too.
when
But
Ron DeSantis passed that law that they couldn't spray here in Florida anymore, right? So I'm all excited. So I go out in the neighborhood and I share the link, announcing it from our governor and in one of the local Facebook groups. And he's like, some guy came out there. He's like, man, y'all need to go back to school. I'm like, dude, they don't make laws against things that's not like severely.
it's just bizarre to me. It's like we're not allowed to think for ourselves. Like, all we can do is memorize. Teachers can't even teach in school without a curriculum. Who in the hell do you think decides that curriculum? The man that decided what is and what isn't, and it wasn't
Yeah,
you.
but
You're not allowed
you're
to
gonna
think
tell
for
us
yourself. Medical system,
tell us we need
they
to go back to school because that's not chemtrails, it's contrails. I'm like, Dude, they don't make
I
laws.
don't think you'll never go back to
They do not
school.
make laws for things that don't exist or are not harmful.
Well, and going back to school would be the biggest mistake because
Right.
that's called indoctrination camp. That's all that
I
is.
think I said
But I
something
mean,
like that
it
too.
is
I was like, "Oh, welcome to
it's
your
just dumb. It's
indoctrination," or something. I don't know what I said to him, but I did.
quite literally. I mean, and but I mean, it's insulting when we say that to anyone. But what they're not understanding is like we're also insulted because we were part of that. But you can only take so much crap shoved down your throat before you start to realize that this world is not at all like we think it is. And again, my video of the Illuminati card game made in 1994 showing things that transpired and took place well after 1994, but blatantly the 9/11, the Twin Towers on those cards in 1994, the Boston Marathon runners with the bombing on those cards in 1994, all of these things, like it is such an obvious staged game that somebody's playing with our lives because that one fool me once, whatever, fool me twice, whatever, fool me three times, I'm the idiot. Okay. And that goes for anyone. If you have not watched my video on that, just scroll through. It's called the Illuminati card game. There's two of them I made on two different separate occasions because Maui happened after that, and that Maui is also on that card game, as is Kerrville. By the way, there's a whole one on flooding, but it looks so much like Kerrville, Texas. I'm telling you what, this whole world, the world is a stage, and every man and woman merrily players. I mean, that is for real. We're talking a comedy and tragedy at its finest, but the joke's on us at the end of the day. And I know it sounds crazy. Sure, it does. But I mean, anyone that's watched The Simpsons and again looked at the Illuminati cards or just paid attention in general, you'll kind of figure out real quickly there's no coincidence in that. That's impossible. That is impossible. So who's really crazy? Not the conspiracy truthers, because it's not a theory. It's the truth, and that's the problem. Geoengineered weather is very obvious. That's also on those cards. Again, all these earthquakes, famines, wars, earthquakes in diverse places in the Bible, biblical, plain as day in your face. And then I was like, no, we couldn't do that. I'm like, oh, really? Because remember when Kennedy was in office, we were doing it then, and we had all of that, we were making rain and tsunamis and storms all over these people. The Viet Cong, we're drowning them out with man-made rain. And that worked then. And that's in your history book that, you don't believe, or that's the only thing you believe in. But I just don't get it because they're like, yeah, like my dad told me, yeah, but they didn't work then. So we just put that baby to bed. I'm like, yeah, genius. That's what we do. We just put those things, we made rain and it actually did work, but it just wasn't that effective. It's so dumb. Like, obviously we made it better. And then after Kerrville, we got Rainmaker, the name of the company, comes out and says, yeah, we were flying around putting silver iodide in the sky that 2 days before, though, and it only targets the clouds, and then they attach and then they make rain. But it would have been long gone by the time the Kerrville flood came along. But you can look at the storm system. There are two storms going like this, moving at each other, colliding and then hovering over it. Never in the history of this world has that ever happened naturally, folks. And then we had the hurricane that was coming at you, Candy, remember?
Mhm.
That spun and spun there in that Gulf of, is it the United States Gulf now? Because I don't even know. I think it's silly because it's always been the Gulf of Mexico to me, whatever. Point being is, like, this country is full of shite. And you know what? It's always been a one world government. Nobody's figured it out yet. Go figure. Go freaking figure. They'll figure it out one day soon at that. But yeah, don't even get me started. I already started myself. So, but yeah, kind of that, folks. And Kat says she's had fibromyalgia, CFC, and again, that's a standard. And the migraine headaches, I don't know if you get those two. I think you do, but all these things are, they shouldn't be happening. And the strange emerging illnesses also belonging in the C group, the cancer group, with even my cousin getting that walnut size cancer growth in the base of her head. My sister getting cancer on her right outside of her heart just not even a few months ago. And nobody thinks that's strange with no history or anything like that running in the family. Then all of a sudden, bam, you've got these masses growing in you, and nobody's putting the math. Just do the math. It's simple math. And but they also treat those people better than they have treated us. I will say that for sure. We got discarded and thrown aside, and we're suffering. Well, obviously suffering worse because we can't even get medically treated. So it's just a really screwed up system that we work in, and we are living in troublesome times, folks, big time. So yeah, kind of that, this, and the other, but you know, penny for your thoughts, Candy. Actually, I might give you a nickel because that's about what I got, but
No, sorry,
I can only see your
no,
nose.
I'm getting kind of tired. I'm like, the phone keeps dropping
Well,
because
we're
I'm
gonna
getting
wrap this
tired.
up. I hear you. We're gonna wrap it up. It's I only got on. Trust me, the last thing I was gonna do was get on here. Um, but I do this channel for a reason. I do all of these podcasts. I started this channel for a reason. So whether I'm grieving or not, it's not about me. I'm going to always reach out and Candy, thankfully for her, she's a champ and she goes along with me. But even in my times of sorrow or mourning or pain or grief or whatever, I'm going to do it because you guys are my brothers and sisters in Christ, and you mean the world to me. And we have an eternal home waiting for all of us. And I refuse to give up.
Yeah.
Not going to give
Yeah,
up no matter
and another
what
thing
sorrow
too,
I have.
just because we're here and just because we're joking and laughing doesn't mean we don't have crap going on, okay? I still got my plate
That's,
full.
I've got so much.
So, like before,
I work 16 hours a day. I totally, yeah.
yeah, it's like,
We have lots.
we had that one person before that was like, "Well, I see you out there. You're always smiling," and it's like, I have no clue what the heck I go through.
Yeah, and we've even said why we have to smile. You have to smile. We are in troublesome times. And I'll tell you what, that is enough to break a human soul in bits and pieces immediately. If you don't find time to smile or count the blessings, no matter how little they may appear to you, it is still a blessing. And if you don't have the ability to laugh anymore, it's going to shatter you. And that is a true story. So you bet your ass, we're going to be smiling any day. I'm smiling now. I really want to go put my head under the covers again and cry my eyes out. Probably will. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. That's between God and I. And he hears our pain, and he feels our sorrows, and he heals our wounds. And there's no time, there's no like in particular time frame that you got to grieve or mourn in. I just know right now I got to keep it together for my family who is severely mourning. And it's not about me. I love this woman so much, you have no idea. She was the only person that supported me along with my other aunt, and neither one of them lived here when I was quite literally dying. My own family, and they watch this, I'm sure they hear it, and they probably get sick of me saying, you abandoned me, but you did. You literally did. Don't say you didn't. And my way of healing is by telling you, you did. And that's how I heal my pain, by saying, you broke my heart, but guess who's still here beside you and wouldn't leave you and hasn't stopped loving you when you stopped loving me? And what about that unconditional love? In First Corinthians, what about like love is unconditional, love is patient, love is kind, love is non-judgmental. What about that? What about all that stuff y'all shoved down my throat? Where you stopped doing it, I continue to, and Candy too. And you can't break us. We're gonna smile and cut up. You're welcome. You are welcome. We're gonna have all sorts of jokes for you. You can't break us. Hi, Judy. She's like, God bless you, girls. You are definitely in fight in this dark, cruel, evil world. Yes, ma'am. But so are you, and so is Kat, and so is Kim, and Ricky. I know between you and I already know you have dealt with your fair share of struggles, sweetheart. So I can't wait to talk to you because I already know that you are a strong, beautiful soul. I can see it in your work. I can see it in your pictures. I can hear it in your voice. And if you only knew how much we love you and how much the Lord is so proud of you, you have no idea. All of you. He sees your struggles, he hears your cries, and he looks at you, women and men, and He says, "These are my children, and they're beautiful souls, and you should be proud of yourselves, all of you. And Candy, you too. And I will see you soon. I will be flying to Florida to help her with her recovery from her surgery. I'll be there the 26th.
Yeah.
So everything's working out, and it's a blessing. All of it. It's all blessings. Even in our sorrow, there's still blessings. So let's count them. I got 5 toes, well, 6 on 1 foot, and just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Or am I? Just kidding. Am I missing some teeth now? Molar here. No, that's a true story though. I mean, and I didn't even eat candy. I brushed every day. What the hell's up with that? Doesn't matter. You guys get my see that laugh and the joke. It's funny. All right, Miss Candy, I love you very much, and I can't wait to be there to help and just to see the beautiful smile on your face. And ladies and gentlemen that have been here with us tonight, just want you to know how much we love you, adore you. If you need anything at all, please reach out. I'm here. I am here. This world's not about me. Never has been about me. Not why I'm here. I'm not here for myself. I'm here to make a difference and shine a light. And if I can do anything within my power, just tell me. Just ask.
And I'm
That's simple.
sorry, I'm not real talkative tonight. I'm just like, I'm kind of wonked out here.
I know. I haven't slept well either. I totally get you.
Um,
You don't have to be sorry for anything. We all have different tolerances, and we can do what we can do, right? I'm proud of you for just doing. You just get up every day and you do. So I am very blessed to call all of you my brothers and sisters in Christ, but also friends because you are the only friends I have, and I am very grateful for that. So good
oh,
night, ladies and gentlemen.
good night.
You have a blessed weekend, and we will talk
Good
soon.
night, everybody.